Like I said, we're gonna go right in.
A warrant served.
Search warrant! Go, 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 go!
A dog encountered. An assist from animal control. And the successful seizure of drugs, money, and a suspect arrested and charged.
This is an example of the effective use of legal and tactical tools to keep the peace, protect lives, and keep our communities safe and humane. Hello, I'm Terry Hillard, retired superintendent of the Chicago Police Department and co-founder of Hillard Heights Security. We all know it is important that police officers and departments hold themselves accountable when it comes to how and when force is used to keep the peace. That applies not only to the people they serve, it applies to dogs. When it comes to the use of force, it takes ongoing training and a dedication from all to ensure that force is an appropriate tool of protection.
You need to be aware that when you go through the door, it is a very upsetting thing to the entire family, including the pets. And the way jurors perceive it is that the dog is literally doing his or her job. And so you need to be mindful of alternatives before you actually fire at the animal.
A quick scan online reveals the scope of this issue. It's no secret nearly everyone has a camera, and nearly every action a police officer takes can be captured on video. This video shows police in Colorado trying to coax a dog from a garage. Just as the dog is detained on a catch pole, an officer opens fire, shooting and killing the dog. The officer now faces criminal charges. The police union has decried the charges as a media sensationalized event. This is just one of the hundreds of high-profile cases generating significant media exposure. In this video, we'll examine how to keep yourself safe while utilizing a use of force concept in any encounters with dogs. And we'll show you tactics and objects that can become protection options on any call.
And I think any encounter, I don't care what it is, dealing with the aspects of fear, because if I'm making decisions based on fear, I probably may not be making the right decisions. I'm not trying to say that when your spidey senses are going off, don't pay attention to them. But the best decisions we make are informed decisions based on training and experience and not reacting to fear.
It's basic police instinct that is especially relevant in confined situations involving an aggressive dog. Give yourself an out.
I think in every environment that the officer is continuously looking for options for himself, for protection, and for barriers between themselves and the dog.
Many dogs are distracted by food, or even a stick. Carrying food is an effective, proven option. A handful of food tossed to the dog can allow an opportunity to create distance. It's also helpful to put an object, such as a chair or garbage can, between the officer and the dog.
We're not taking away the tools that the officers have if they have to use a deadly force measure and they have to make a decision in a split second. That is which is a hallmark of the responsibility that comes with this job. On the other hand, what we are saying to look at some additional options, some additional tools, reassessing the environment, reassessing the time, the timeliness that you have to make that decision. Therefore, I think the officers will be appreciative of getting those tools and getting that information.
There are items commonly available in police vehicles that can be used to stop a dog from biting. Even things like a road flare or clipboard can be used for blocking or redirecting. A fast-opening umbrella can often scare a dog and serve as a shield. A closed umbrella can be used as an object for the dog to bite on. An expandable baton or wood nightstick can be used for blocking or redirecting a dog attack, or used for the dog to bite.
If you hear the dog coming at you, dogs usually bite the first thing they can get a hold of. So whether it's a nightstick, a flashlight, if you think the dog is coming hard and fast, Get an object to give to the dog. That's what they're going to bite.
A fire extinguisher produces an expanding cloud, leaving a bad taste and a sound that frightens dogs. Many search warrant teams carry a fire extinguisher. A bullhorn, air horn, or any item that will produce a loud noise is often useful. In addition to everyday items, chemical repellents and disabling agents can be effective. Citronella spray is effective on dogs, but not people. Dogs are averse to both the taste and odor. OC, or pepper spray, is highly effective on dogs. In a study conducted with the Baltimore Police Department, dogs were sprayed with OC in 20 incidents where the animals posed a danger to officers. Officers sprayed dogs from a distance of 3 to 8 feet. OC was effective nearly 100% of the time, and no officers using OC were injured. Another option, an electrical disabling device.
I gotta taste the dog.
In field reports of taser use on dogs, most officers report that the immobilization period was shorter, about 20 seconds. All dogs that were hit with darts and not immobilized fled the scene and did not attack. Note: to properly use the taser on a dog, it needs to be held sideways so that the probes spread horizontally in line with the body mass of the dog. And an officer firing a taser must be closer to a dog, preferably less than 10 feet. In this video, we examined several aspects of police encounters with dogs. To recap, use food or toss a stick to redirect or distract the dog. Decide whether to hold ground, add more distance, or close distance. Create barriers as needed. And plan ahead by having less than lethal options. A police officer almost always has defensive options that are effective, safe, and humane, easily deployable, defensible to the observing public, and involve no risk to the observing public.
This is lethal force. And the aspect is projectiles can go in a lot of different directions. And so dependent on the environment that you're using lethal force, it could have lethal consequences. So not only for the intended target, in this case would be a dog, but for people, you know, in the surrounding areas behind the target. Your partners, because this is a dynamic situation, the other residents that could be there, children obviously, other animals. It could be other city agencies that could be supporting you at that time. So there's a lot of things to be taken into consideration.
Jurors see it as reasonableness. So shooting a dog, there needs to be reason for it. I don't want to call it the last resort because officer safety is paramount to me, frankly. But it can't be the first resort.
And I think that old saying, if your only tool is a hammer, every problem looks like a nail. So with the expansion of the same thing is we're trying to give the officers some additional tools. The most important weapon that the officer has is his mind.
Knowing how to size up a situation, knowing how to react appropriately, these are not just challenges. These represent the ultimate obligation of those who wear the badge of any police department. Your decisions on the use of force are some of the most important decisions you'll make. How you handle your encounters with dogs is an important part of creating safe, humane communities. Thanks for watching, and please stay safe.